Alright guys, time to do a wellness check on our good friends over at Ubisoft. And I know it's really easy to kick them while they're down. They're kind of like the easiest punching bag in the video game industry due to the fact that they just seem to not learn from their mistakes. They keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. But that being said, there are still some fans. There are still a few good games out there from Ubisoft that people are still playing, like Rainbow Six Siege, a game that I've never really gotten into. I tried playing it with a buddy of mine a couple years back. It was fun, but it just wasn't for me. Maybe one of these days I'll get back into it. I don't know. But this is really, really bad. So you see this article from PC Gamer. A lot of people didn't really even talk about this. It was kind of just one more black eye, on Ubisoft, on top of many that they've had over the past year and a half. Ubisoft apologizes for oversight in Rainbow Six Siege's upcoming new operator after people noticed the New Zealand-born character's birthday is the same date as the Christchurch mosque incident. This is pretty messed up, pretty heavy stuff, right? So it says, following an uproar over the new Rainbow Six Siege operator Rora, I think is how you pronounce it, Ubisoft has quietly made a change to the character's biography, moving her date of birth from March 15th to May 11th. The reason for this is pretty significant. The original birth date coincided with two mass pew-pew incidents at mosques that left 51 people unalive anymore and 89 others injured in Christchurch, New Zealand, the city where this character was born. Of course, it's the Maori character. People were really excited about it. And from the subreddit for Christchurch, it says, I've played the game since release and was so excited to see a Maori operator announced today. Redditor Jugs McBulge wrote, oh my god. Jugs McBulge, all right. But I have no clue what Ubisoft was thinking using March 15th as Rora's birth date. To be honest, it took me a solid minute to click to what his post is about, and then it's like, oh god, yeah, that's kind of effed up. Silverwolf wrote, a SWAT officer from CHCH, Christchurch, on that date. So again, coincidence or, just being pure evil, I don't know. You could say this is just one of those brain-dead, boneheaded incidents where people just don't do their background, their research, and they unfortunately put this character's birth date on a very unfortunate day. Who knows? Who knows the meaning behind all this? But it's not helping Ubisoft at all. You can see that there's still talks about Tencent buying them out. The Guillemot family's trying to figure out how to take China's money without actually giving control to China. So this is something that they're trying to carefully navigate. But of course, this isn't going well for them, and you can see that their stock continues to decline day after day, month after month, year after year. In the last 5 years, it is down a lot. And of course, we're looking at the US one here, down to $2.36. The one in Paris isn't a whole lot better. The other stocks are not doing any better than this US one right here. So they're in bad times. And now we hear about this Yasuke simulator. Because remember, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ubisoft's next big title, comes out in just about a month now. And now we have this Yasuke simulator game, which is parodying Assassin's Creed Shadows with a hilarious, over-the-top Ubisoft troll releasing on the same day as Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm going to play a little clip of this for you guys. But this here is I want to say AI troll game. And I've played some of these independent games. That we do cover indie games here on the channel. A lot of them aren't very good. To be honest, not every indie game is created equal, and especially the ones that use AI. Anybody who was here last night on the stream can attest to that. I played a game that was really, really dreadful. But this right here just looks like it's going to be pure comedy gold. So I'll play this for you right now.
Now to the streets. Fight your way up to Takatenjin Castle, controlled by the Takeda clan.
Foreigner!
Again, I don't know where the car and the rifles came from, but this is just freaking fantastic.
For the Takeda clan!
Now, the funniest part about this is the developer of this game. I shudder just trying to say the word developer because although it is a game, it looks like it's not going to be very good. Let's be honest. It is a troll game. It's from History Accurate Developers, and that is very much tongue-in-cheek given the fact that they are poking fun at Ubisoft for claiming that they are trying to portray a historically accurate feudal Japan in this game, and yet they continue to get all these different details wrong. Again, different seasons, different architecture, wording, everything. You can go back the last year, Google any YouTuber, any YouTube video covering this topic. They have screwed the pooch 1,000 different ways, but it gets better today because now we see that apparently there is a group of officials in Japan that are trying to essentially get the game banned. So you see this article from Insider Gaming says, Assassin's Creed Shadows faces action from Japanese official for shrine destruction. And of course, this is for a very famous clip. In fact, I'll just going to bring it up here for you guys to see for yourself. Again, this posted by Shohei Kondo, where there is a bunch of Japanese villagers. Yasuke chases them off, shoots a bow and arrow at them, runs into the shrine, and starts, of course, destroying all the different shrine objects. And again, the big part of the problem is that he destroys the shrine itself with the mirror, something that is a sacred object to them in Japan. Not cool. This should have just been a non-destructible object. If it was going to be a big, contentious issue, they should have made it non-destructible, but they didn't. They allowed the character, the person playing the game, to destroy it. So you can see here it says an Assassin's Creed Shadows player was recently seen destroying Itate Hayozu Shrine in the game. In the footage, Yasuke uses the sword to destroy all the different assets in the temple, including the shrine altar, which led to significant uproar in the community. Now a report from the Japanese publication Sankai News reveals that representatives from the shrine will take appropriate action against the game. And I have the original article brought up here. It did not translate well from Japanese to English, so we're just going to stick with what Insider Gaming has for the summarization of this. I could try reading through this, but it is really, really rough trying to translate from Japanese to English with, again, the Google Translate. So it says, moreover, the shrine representative was also asked if Ubisoft had contacted them prior to using the location in Assassin's Creed Shadows. The representative replied, no, if there had been, we would have refused. The representative also did not reveal what appropriate action they would take against the game. I assume this is going to be them demanding that they remove the shrine from the game, make the shrine indestructible, or who knows. I mean, we all know that an outright ban of the game in Japan is probably not likely, let's be honest. Even with a few people in Parliament requesting oversight, it's not getting the kind of attention from politicians in Japan that a lot of people were hoping for. It kind of is what it is. At the end of the day, it is a video game. Most politicians are going to say it's not worth our time. Furthermore, the community has mixed reactions against the shrines being destroyed. Many players stated that this action is disrespectful to the Japanese culture and that the player should not be allowed to destroy sacred objects in the game. Others have argued that the decision to destroy the shrine lies with the player, as they are the ones in control, and that's a fair argument. Some have also pointed out that players fist fight the Pope in Assassin's Creed 2, and the series had several religious sites over the years. And again, people have tried to use this argument before. Oh, well, the Vikings raid churches and this, so it's anti-Christian and they're okay with that, but you're not okay with Buddhist temples. No. Vikings did raid churches. They did raid villages. That actually happened. So if you're going for historically accurate, that is a thing. Not to mention, this would be like somebody going into Notre Dame and taking a crap on the floor, or, breaking the stained glass windows and trying to compare that to a, medieval village or church in a medieval village getting burned down by Vikings. It's not the same thing. That being said, I don't think people in the United States even have the same cultural mentality as Japan, because we don't have as much of a homogenous society anymore, and we don't really have many sacred cows left in this country. Let's be honest about that. So, of course, you see people saying Japanese officials are taking action because Assassin's Creed Shadows lets you destroy shrines. In my opinion, this is not new to Assassin's Creed, and again, Ezio fights the Pope, and Valhalla raids churches. Again, not exactly the same thing. This guy here says, similarly, in Rise of Ronin, players can destroy objects inside shrines. Okay, but again, he misses the entire point. Because while you can destroy objects inside the shrine, the objects themselves are nothing of significance. They are boxes. They are barrels. You could still argue that, sure, a guy swinging a sword around inside of a Japanese shrine could be considered disrespectful, but there are no sacred objects in the shrine being destroyed. And I think other games like Black Myth Wukong and a few other ones that I've played from Japan and China have handled this better, where they've just made certain objects just non-destructible. And again, you have a fairly destructible environment. You just say these things are off limit if it's going to be a big issue. And of course, Deliberium says, apparently destroying shrines and boxes inside the shrines is on the same level. Yeah. And again, it's true. Assassin's Creed Shadows, objects of religious significance, including the Shinkyo Divine Mirror, are fully destructible. Rise of Ronin random boxes are destructible. OP, similarly in Rise of Ronin, players can destroy objects inside shrines. Yeah, just not the same thing. You're comparing apples to oranges at that point. And I get it. A lot of people who are just, hey, shut up, stop complaining, stop being such, snowflakes, let me buy my game and enjoy my game. I'm not telling you can't buy Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm sure that some people will still enjoy it. Hell, there's 15,000 people playing Avowed right now telling themselves it's the greatest RPG of all time, and if you're enjoying Avowed, more power to you. I just think that, to be honest, Ubisoft has done a very poor job handling all of the cultural sensitivities and differences between the Western societies and Japan, and they've screwed so many things up, from architecture to seasons to which kind of flowers would be blooming at the same time of year. I mean, just everything. Creating the Yasuke as the protagonist, then trying to push him back to the background, telling players you don't even have to play him if you don't want to. I mean, this entire thing is a gigantic shit show, and Ubisoft has nobody to blame but themselves. But I'm going to leave it right there, guys. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Alright, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.